everyone. Peace and love. I'm going to be sitting here writing my book because I need to get to that. My laptop's right here. Yeah. I'm also going to try to plan out my day for the rest of the day, even though it's at bedtime. I'm gonna try to plan out the rest of my day, and then I'm going to plan out tomorrow because it's time to be productive. You know, it's summertime, so I feel like there's this tendency to just summer it out and chill, and then, you know, going through the womanly cycle, I have this 28-day thing going where it's sometimes I'm ugh. And then I feel like I'm starting to ramp up again where it's it's go mode. And so I need to prep go mode. Hi, Shell. Hello. Are you doing the Pinterest board again? I think I might, because honestly, you don't see the title of the video when you're scrolling, I think, right? But I put that I'm going to write my book. I don't really think I can write my book while being on live. But yeah, let me open this Pinterest board. It's so weird. I guess this is a common story. People that procrastinate things. I feel like I don't really procrastinate things as much as I used to. It's weird because that word hasn't even been used in my vocabulary for a while. So I think I've really improved in a way. But I am noticing now that I've been putting off the Pinterest board, and it's just not necessary. I don't know, it's because I'm doing a big project. Whenever I'm doing a music video or something, I have to remind myself, especially in recent times, it's become more conscious for me, but I have to remind myself to actually enjoy the process rather than just making sure everything's perfect, because I have to get, everyone in order. I have to plan this stuff out, and it causes me to procrastinate. Let me type in fairy ball, because that's what I'm planning on doing. I want to do a fairy ball. Yep, that's the vibe. So I'm just gonna put it together. I want it to be very I want it to represent and capture the feeling of oh, that sounds cool. Yeah, I hope it, it turns, I think it's gonna turn out nice, but I essentially want to capture the feeling of being lured into, oh yeah, this is a good one. This is a good one. See how they're dancing in a circle? I kind of want to capture this vibe of because the song, it's saying there's a labyrinth inside me that leads you to a garden of dreams. So it's about being lured in by these fairy creature, these fae. And then once you're lured in, right? She's the character, she's luring you in. Oh, thank you for the hearts. She's luring you in, and then you're getting sucked in, and it's then you're dancing forever in this lucid dream for infinity. And it's kind of like a torture in a way, a beautiful torture, where unassumingly you enter these fae quarters. And the fae, they're very, depending on the type, some fae can be very nefarious and tricksters, so it's I'm imagining fairies of the summer court. Hello, David. Hi, David. Oh, it looks really pretty. Yeah, I have I've got my outfit. I have 3 different outfit options. No, 4. So I'm thinking that whatever outfit options I have remaining, I'm gonna leave for my performances, because I'm starting to perform now. So it's I have some backups. Okay, Alice Devonica, Olá, o sul do Brasil. I don't know. I think you're speaking in Portuguese. I don't speak Portuguese, but hello. Obrigado. Janice Robertson. Hi, how are you? Hi, I'm doing well. Oh, that's pretty. Wow, that's really, oh, hold on, let me save that and then I'll show you guys. I'm doing well. Yeah, I've been summering it up. And we're gonna end the summer with like a bang, and it's gonna be Fairies of the Summer Court. Fairies of the Summer Court. Okay, let me save this and then add it to, I wanna save it to, no, I don't wanna save it. How do I do this? I wanna save it to a specific, no. Oh, I see. I have to create a new board. No. I'm gonna save it to a specific type of board. Unsave. Okay, let me go down, create board, and then I'm gonna title the board Garden of Dreams because that's the name of the song. Garden of Dreams, G-O-D. Oh my God, hello, 27 people. Woo, like the live, guys, let's like the live. So I'm gonna title it Garden of Dreams, and it's gonna, hello Alton, or Alton Taylor, hell yeah. Oh, I love that name, Alton Taylor, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hi, beautiful, thank you. Hello to you. Hello, beautiful. Hello, the author Stoic. Hello. I'm assuming you are very stoic. Very cool. Shell. If you're looking for pictures for your theme, you can search Fairycore. True that. Let me okay, name this board. Okay, Garden of Dreams. Create. Nice. I should have titled it Garden of Dreams music video, but it's okay. Janice Robertson, I have a question. Sure, what is your question? The author Stoic. I try to be, man, I wish we could have a replay on the chat. I don't know how to do that. You try to be stoic? Janice, if you have a question, you can ask. I'm here. As long as it's, chattable. Hey, you Brazil? Hi, you Brazil? Am I Brazilian? No, I'm not. Ruth, hello. Janice, why are you saying drop it like it's hot? Your name is Janice Robertson. And the sweat, that's so, I'm not expecting, what's with the emoji? Like, I'm not expecting this from a Janice. This is crazy. What's going on? Yes, Brazil. Thanks, Ruth. Yeah, please no creepy behavior. Ugh. What the hell? Okay, okay. Ooh, I really like a lot of these things. I can't have it all in there. But it's about creating a vibe. The author Stoic. How many South Americans does it take to change a light bulb? A Brazilian. Interesting. I'm sorry, my friend took my phone? Your friend took the phone? Janice, did you also tell your teacher that your dog ate your homework when you were a kid? Sorry. You're sorry. Okay, I accept. You're forgiven. Let's see. I like this picture too. Isn't this pretty? Let me up my brightness. That's magical right there. Let me get this in there. Isn't that magical? I love that. I just want to swim in some lily pads. I'm gonna add that to the photo. Actually, I don't know but that is a good, I'm gonna save that in photo. I'm gonna share that actually with, I'm gonna put that in my notes because I can share that. I like that imagery, and I have a pink dress. I want it to be like pink because I'm imagining like pastel colors, Not my typical gothic garb. I have like a real I wouldn't say obsession with pink, but ever since I did the Pipe Dream music video, I've just been really into like vibrant pink, like ultra pink frequency, Plutonian current type-ish. It's, yeah, it's pretty. Oh, thank you. Hello, it's Carson. It's Carson says I'm new. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Coffee and tea? What about coffee and tea? I drink coffee every day. Oh my God. And I drink like yerba mate. I need to, like, the caffeine really needs to, like, I just really like, I like having, like, I need to drink my I have dandelion coffee, right? I just like waking up in the morning and then just like sitting there. My morning routine. I guess I do have a morning routine. I don't think of it as a morning routine, but in the morning, I get up, I sit on the couch, I put on like my lo-fi. There's like a lo-fi that I really like where it's like there's like a sculpture in like the wall, and there's like a, it just looks very magical, and it's like very like goddess-esque. It's nice. It's transporting to put like a lo-fi in the background. It creates that vibe, like you're there. Like you get to live in a fantasy world in part. I mean, we already do, but it's more. It's more. The author stoic. What's up? What's up is I'm trying to, I'm trying to give my friends a little bit of a guide as to, oh, that's pretty. That's a pretty dress. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at that dress. Isn't that pretty? I'm trying to give my, yeah, I'm gonna have like a visual thing so that everyone is inspired. They know what they're gonna wear, and then we can fairy ball it up. We can dance. We can dance. Ooh, I'm getting so Pinterest is just like, I want to make like a Pinterest, like a real Pinterest account where like, because I feel like I have some photos that I want to post, and then like, yeah, I want to just like post it and just contribute to the community. I don't really understand Pinterest. As far as I understand, oh my God, there's so many cute clothes. Okay, I need to go back. As far as I understand Pinterest, it's a place where people, where I put together collages of things, but I also think I want to contribute in a certain way. Cause I know there's like another aspect of Pinterest, which is like you're contributing and then like people are like, spreading things around and taking inspiration, which is kind of cool. Yeah, let's add this to the board too. Let's add that to the board. That looks cool. No, it's not the right. Let me refresh this page too. Let me read these comments. I'm finally doing it. Oh my God, it's so nice to be in a flow state. I swear. Sometimes it's like I know I want to be in a flow state, and then like, hi Ruth. Alice Devonica, I don't know what I don't know what you're saying, because I think because you wrote VC e dos EUS, but I don't even think that's Portuguese. I'm not even sure that's Portuguese, and I don't speak Portuguese. Shell, do you know how spirit animals work? And is it possible to have more than one in this lifetime? Absolutely. Spirit animals, they serve like, so animal spirits are like they're like archetypes in a sense. Like, so if you have like a visitation of like, or there's a certain animal that you like, or an animal that you're afraid of, especially if it's an animal that you just really are afraid of, it's worth looking into that animal and doing some research. There are a lot of people that have like resources online, and they explain like they have all their personal interpretations. You're gonna have yours as well, but you'll usually like oh my battery's dying. You'll usually have like a dream or something about a certain animal spirit, and that animal spirit, and it's trying to get your attention. So one thing you want to do is you want to see like what's happening in the dream. What's going on with this interaction between you and this animal spirit guide, for one, and then how does it make you feel? I remember like, okay, this is an example. I had a dream about there's a difference between an animal totem, by the way, and an animal spirit, right? But one time I had a dream where it was like this brown tarantula, and it was like almost scary, but I realized it was like on something, right? And it was trying to get my attention. That's why it was scary, right? But now when I see like brown tarantulas, they don't scare me anymore. Like, even though I'm not like a spider person. Like, so it's not really like, I would say that's like an animal spirit that's passing through, and it, it comes. But like an animal totem is like, this thing's been with you your whole life. So, what was the question? Yes, you have, sometimes they're just passing through, like to give you a message at a certain time. Sometimes they're just with you all the time, you know? Not sometimes they're with you all the time. Okay, that's, sometimes you have an animal, you have like animal totems. You can probably have more than one, I would say. I'm not the expert, but I have, had lots of experiences with that. But they're amazing teachers and such loving energy. Janice Robertson, I subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the Space Fleet. Welcome. The author Stoic. Ew, pastel pink is bad though. Like Pepto-Bismol. That's how it sounded to me in my head. Really? You think all pastel pink looks like Pepto-Bismol? I don't even think Pepto-Bismol is pastel pink. Pepto-Bismol is pastel pink. Pepto-Bismol is pastel pink. It's like a tongue twister. Yeah, I think Pepto-Bismol is just like bubblegum pink. But I like, if you watch my pipe dream video, that vibrant magenta-like pink, I love that pink. It's like, oh, speaking of, look at this. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. It's like a little pool. She's like in a pool of pink. I don't know if we have the budget for that, because I'm definitely not jumping into any strange rivers. Not in this town. Not in this town. Okay, fairy ball. Fairy ball. Ruth, I don't know what this emoji means. I don't know why I chose it. I don't know why you chose it either. Hello, Ruth. It keeps asking me to say hi. Great. Keep saying hi. It's nice. That's probably why everyone says hi like a million times. Maybe it's to boost engagement, The more engagement, the more it bumps things up. But, that's probably YouTube trying to help. Alice Devonica. Disculpa, entiendo BC directo. Sorry. I don't know. I don't know. I speak French, but I don't speak, I speak a little bit of Spanish. I took like AP Spanish in high school, and I took a Spanish class. Honestly, I probably know way more Spanish than, is that my roommate coming? I'm hearing keys in the hall. Yes. Disculpa en su fluente no inglés. I think you're saying that you're not fluent in English. Yes. Hi, LeBron, 23. Hello. Hi, LeBron, 23. Hello. Stop spamming her. I feel like I'm having deja vu. Hi. I'm getting so many highs from LeBron 23. Formerly known as that guy. Nobody. Hiss at me with malicious intent. H-I. Okay. Okay, thank you. And do you know what crows represent as a spirit animal? Is there more to them than just being messengers? I mean, they could be connected to like Odin, if you feel like you're drawn to Odin. I would say like crows are very smart and very intelligent. They also can represent like for some people, a warning. So I know some people are like praying the second they see crows. I actually love like crows. I think they're very like smart, and I feel like they're protective energy. It depends on how you see it. You could see it as like an omen, or you can see it as a protection. Hi, LeBron 23. You're doing too much right now, bro. Again, I'm not your bra. Do I like pickles? Ooh, is my stand? Do I like pickles? Yeah, I like pickles. I like pickles. I like a lot of fermented food. I like sauerkraut as well. Like some types of sauerkraut. I like kimchi. Some types of kimchi, because every kimchi tastes different depending on the bacteria, you know. What is Odin? Odin is like Odin is like a god in Norse mythology. But I know that that's like the first thing that came to my mind in association with crows, because he has 2 crows. So that's why I was saying that. Hello? Wait, what? Why am I seeing LeBron 23 and that guy in the chat? And you guys both have the same PFP, is that what it's called? The same like avatar? Did you just change your name back to that guy? Nobody says your glow is out of control. Oh, thank you. I got a new light. I'm taking content creation to the next level. I got this light. It's this light. I was influenced on TikTok. They were showing me, like, they were like, this is you without the light? Oh, hold on. I messed up my light setting. They're like, this is you without the light? And no, everyone's gonna scroll, and then they're like, this is you with the light. And I was like, you know what? I better get that light. Oh, you changed your name back to that guy? Okay. I like it when you're that guy, but I think LeBron 23 is cool too. Okay, back to the fairy ball. But I want more like labyrinth. I want to get like these masquerade masks. Now I'm too shiny. Wait, oh, that's you that's saying not the troll behavior. You know, you can't please everyone. Some people are gonna love you. Some people are gonna make some comments. But everyone's actually gonna love you, because you know what? Everyone can't help but loving everyone, because the force behind everything is love. We are all unconditionally loved. Ooh, masquerade. Yeah, I want it to be a masquerade. Like, not like Eyes Wide Shut, but a little bit, but not really, because we're keeping it, like, again, labyrinth. We're keeping it more like, who are these beings, you know? Okay, so labyrinth. Let's see. Labyrinth. Yeah. Have you guys seen Labyrinth with David Bowie? And what's her name? I'm like blanking on her name. I have the Vampire Night song in my head. I heard that they're making a new season of Vampire Night, and I read the manga when I was a kid, and everyone is like a Zero fan. I'm a Kaname Yuki fan, because they are not siblings. They are just meant to be. I don't know how to explain it. Okay, you got that dancing through the clouds type vibe. That's like so specific. Okay, fairy ball. Let's see. But I do be dancing. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's put that on. Do they have? I thought they had masks in this ball. I might have to go on Google for this. Yeah, I guess I'll just add it to the thing. Yeah, I'll just put it in there. Garden of Dreams. Hello, that guy. It's probably just you and me now. Oh, that's a nice dress. It's pretty. I think there's only so much photo inspo we can do after a certain point. Let me see. Wait, hold on. Oh, so many people commented. Oh, only three of you guys. I'm sorry. It tells me that there's only one person in here, but then like 3 people wrote something. Do you like sushi? I love sushi. I love sushi. I love sushi. I've had like hand rolls recently. Those are really good as well. Do you know how destiny works? I don't even know, like, what do I think about destiny? I feel like everything's already written. I feel like creation's already finished. Like, sometimes I'm manifesting things and I'm like sitting there sometimes I get into modes where like something happens in life and then I'm just like, I need to manifest. I need to put my foot down and like create my reality. And then there are times like where I'm at right now where I just feel like I need to surrender and just, I'm a character in the author's story and the author knows what's gonna happen and I just need to accept it. And it's like, I might have I'm having my ears ringing. Like, I might have goals, you know, specific things that I want to happen, but, you know, like, for example, like recently, like on my TikTok account, like I had this video, you know, and there was like something I was just saying, but anyway, it's like when I'm doing something, when it's like, it's not the thing that I want to be doing, that I consciously want to be doing because I want things to be a certain way, but then when I'm sort of like surrendered to the inspiration, I end up doing something that might not be in line with what I've always pictured, but then, you know, that seems to do well, you know? And so I just have to be like, it's like Bruce Almighty, you know? Maybe destiny can be explained a little bit like by like that movie. I watched it like a couple years ago. It was like the first time I'd seen it. And man, was I crying. I was like, wow, this is my life right now. But it was kind of like, it was a story where basically Bruce is just like, he's like this comedic weather guy, right? And then he wants to be taken seriously. He wants to be a news anchor. He wants to have like this big position. And he ends up like meeting God, and then he switches places with God. And he's like, this is what I would do if I were in charge. And then like everything gets out of balance. And in the end, he finally accepts, you know, the fate that, you know, God like had for him. Is that like my roommate? I don't know. Oh, it's just a neighbor. I'm like, ugh. Imagine someone walking into my live stream and be like, hi, I'm doing the live stream. But, yeah, I lost my train. Oh yeah. So, but basically in the end, he finally accepts, like, this is the gift that God gave me to be funny. I bring joy to people. And once he starts to embrace it, then instead of being like the joke that he thought he was, suddenly everything lights up because he's now embracing it. And then like the world, like, you know, people like just love him, and like he's happy and his wife's happy, and like, you know, it's like everything just kind of lights up because he's like embracing things. And I think for me, it's kind of like, I mean, what's that placement? Like my North Node is, like, hold on, before I even go into my North Node, let me like read. Nobody, let me see what? That guy, message retracted, as usual. How old are you? How old are you, that guy? I know you're Gen Z. I know for a fact you are Gen Z. What's your dream reality? I mean, it would be, honestly, my dream reality would be living in like another realm where like fairies and magic exist. And like dragons, I would love to be like, my lover is like a man who can turn into a dragon, and then like we ride into the clouds together, kind of like what you were saying about me dancing in the clouds. That is actually a dream. But as far as like mundane things go, I have to say, like, I feel like as I've cultivated like my presence over the years, it took a lot of time, but learning to live in alignment and surrendered more and more as I continue to evolve through my consciousness and I continue to embrace the now. Like, I feel like I'm currently like in that zone, because it's like we get to choose, and as we continue to choose that this is the best, it's like just like in the Bible, it says, like, you know, seek first the kingdom of heaven and everything shall be added on to you. So that's kind of how I feel. I feel like the heavenly realm is now. Let your creativity and ideas shine. I know, I'm doing it. I'm living my authentic life now. I'm being that authentic girly on the internets and in the outer worlds. I'm in my most like, as time has gone on, I've become more and more just like me, just like living out there, overcoming my fears, and basically, yeah, living as you know, Bruce Almighty did, following his North Node. Bruce Almighty, LOL. Yeah, it's a funny movie. It's also like an incredibly, like, whoever wrote that movie, they have the light in their eyes. They are awakened. Everyone has a gift, but not all of us can figure it out. What does that mean? Of course we can. What? I don't know. But is destiny really real? If everyone has free will, which means you can change your destiny? But how does that work if God has a plan, or if it's written in the stars? That's something I contemplate often. I think, like, here's where I'm at, because honestly, like, from my applied philosophy and like living and experimenting with life and manifesting and surrendering and whatever, what I've noticed is like there are periods where it's like I'm like putting in code or something. Like sometimes I'm driven to put in code, which means like sitting in a meditative state, saying some affirmations when it comes to me, and I feel like that rush, right? It's like cycles, right? And then I feel like I see that code playing out, right? But then at the same time, I wonder if that was all part of the story, if me saying those affirmations, reprogramming my mind was all part of the story. And as time goes on and we start to like recognize, like we get to that point where we understand that we're just all this stuff that we think that we are literally just the I am consciousness. We're not all these stories about ourselves, right? Once we begin to strip away what's false, I think that's when the unfolding happens, and then we put away manifestation and we just let everything happen to us, right? And maybe that's what like destiny really is, like when at the same time I still feel like it's hard. I feel like there's still like a place for like where you have to do things. You have to take charge, but once you're living in alignment, you start to naturally take charge. If that makes sense, it's like a dance. Is what I'm noticing at this stage is that it's a dance. It's a dance of like, there are times when I'm imposing, like it seems like I'm imposing my will, and then there are times when like I'm in that state right now where it's like I'm surrendering, because it's like you're always surrendering, because when you're living in your purpose, like for me, like I have like gifts, like I have my gift of music, I have gift of acting, I have a gift of writing. So I do those things, but do I have control over the outcome? In a certain sense, I might have I have control in the sense that if I put away my ego, I put away my doubts, if I put away my fears, then naturally what I'm going to do is dedicate my time, my creativity with joy rather than like resistance. With joy, I'm going to dedicate my time to my craft. And as that happens, you know, things become, you know, things start to unfold. I start building the worlds, like, you know, and that took me a long time, but it's like, even the videos that I've done, it's like I've done this world building that's taken place over for a long period of time. And that came through like focus, dedication, right? In the moments when I put aside like my fears and my doubts, right? So I guess what I'm trying to say is that that's being surrendered to. When you're taking action, that's also surrender. Surrender is like really just taking away all the garbage, all the fear, the doubt, the worry, and just following through on things that bring you joy, things that light you up and put you in the zone. I think our goal, I think whether it's about destiny or like surrender or action, I think our goal is to learn the art of entering the flow state as much as possible. And as time goes on, if you start like, you know, studying through videos, books, whatever, and through your own personal experience, which is the most important thing, your own personal gnosis, that's when we start to like more and more as time goes on, continue entering flow states. And that's the ultimate alignment. But how does that work if God has a plan or if it's written in the stars? Okay, that's another thing too. Like, for example, astrology. It's like everyone's got like their astrology chart, right? And that's kind of like how they're set. Like you're given like, you know, if you have Saturn in the 6th house, you probably have like health problems or trouble with like building a routine or something like that. But then there's a point at which you transcend the chart. I feel like, so if most like unconscious people, right, they end up being like the default state that they are put in. When you start thinking from a limited standpoint, like if you're like, oh, because I'm like a Virgo, like I'm a Virgo, that means I'm this, I'm that. It's like if you start living like, oh, I'm this, I'm that, it's like at a certain point you've got to put it away. And there are times when, you know, for me, like I've put that away for the most part. I don't like to let it be my label. Anytime you label yourself, you're actually limiting yourself because you're communicating to yourself and you're going to live by those things that you've contracted yourself to, essentially. But there are times when, you know, I have to say it's been Mercury retrograde, and some Mercury retrograde stuff has been going on, and not in a bad way either. It's just been, there's been a lot of Mercury retrograde type ish happening. When Venus retrograde was happening, I noticed that too. When a lot of things are going on with the stars, you notice the patterns, and sometimes it's like, but those things don't affect you unless you let them affect you, for sure. But at the same time, I have to say, like, there are some times when I'm like, yeah, I do notice that the stars be starring. Okay, I don't like to read. Oh, I feel like Gen Z needs to start learning how to read more and enjoying it. If you don't like to read, it's because my theory as to why people don't like to read, I don't even know if that's like a theory. I think that's just like, maybe it's just common sense, but my theory about why people don't like reading is because like in school, they gave us like all these like, you know, boring stories, and I think that's part of like the program, like to give everyone, I mean, I enjoyed like a lot of the stories, but like when I was growing up, like my mom gave me like a bunch of like different books, and we used to go to Barnes Noble, so I was exposed to like a lot of fun reading. So reading was like fun, but I feel like most people, or people that weren't given that, they think that books are like Crime and Punishment, or like what's another or Walden. Like, who wants to, like, no one really, I think maybe as now I could appreciate Walden, but not even, who even wants to read that? Like, I want to read about like adventure and stuff. Like, it's just, I liked A Tale of Two Cities though. That was one of the most inspiring things to me as a writer, because Charles Dickens, he wrote that whole, when you actually sit down and read A Tale of Two Cities, there are things that link in like the first chapter that make sense over here. And the way that he wrote the story was, they would release it in like periodicals over time. So it's like, how did he keep track of all this? But then I used to always be fascinated, like, how did he do that? And until I wrote my first book, did I realize that he channeled that. he was a channeler. Because I was doing it too. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know that when I wrote this, that was gonna happen. That's why I wrote this. It's like, it's actually kind of crazy. It's like jazz. It's like jazz. There's something about you, but I don't know what it is. Oh God. What is it? What? Can I do a vlog? Can I do a vlog? Oh, you mean like not live? Yeah, I'll try it. I'll try to do a vlog. Because you asked last time for me to do like a house tour or whatever. But I can try doing a vlog. The thing is, I'm trying to like, it's like a balance, because now that I'm like, you know, doing more things creatively, I don't want to ever force things at the same time. You can't just purely just, I think you can actually, but I want to move with inspiration. So now that that's in my mind, I'll think about doing a vlog. Cool. Are you gonna cry? No. I'm not gonna cry. I won't. Lots on your mind. Yeah. I should meditate. I should. Thank you. Of course, Shell. Nobody. God is great. Indeed. You Virgo? You Virgo? I am a Virgo. Virgo. Woo! Okay, bye. Bye, that guy. Do you think destiny is also about trusting the universe? Yeah, definitely. I think destiny is like, I think also destiny can be a mindset. If you put yourself on, if you decide that you want to be on the highest and greatest timeline, it's gonna be. It already is. The fact that you even have these thoughts and questions means that you're, you know, living your destiny. And I always assume that destiny has a positive meaning versus like fate. Fate seems to have like a negative connotation. So destiny is like a positive direction to go. Let's see, I'm at 2% on my laptop. I'm at 45% on my phone. So I'm gonna plop this charger in. Let's unplug it without shaking up this thing. Do you think Virgos mix well with other Virgos? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. I just met a Virgo today and we just hit it off. We just hit it off. And the other Virgo, I know, I'm like, we just hit it off too. With Virgos, we just hit it off. Me and other Virgos. What are you, nobody? What is your... I'm trying to see like everyone's face. It's hard to see because it's so tiny. What signs are you guys? You know, someone called astrology space racism, and that was so hilarious because it's really true, especially like as a Virgo, like the Virgo hate is actually insane. You're also a Virgo? Heck yeah. I swear, like I think honestly, just pro tip guys, if someone, I'm not saying this just because I'm a Virgo, if someone tells you that they hate Virgos, that is a huge red flag. It's a huge red flag. It says a lot. It really does. I'm getting chills as I say that. That's like, it's basically saying out loud. It's like saying, I do not like taking accountability. I like being messy, and I don't like anyone being able to clock it. I don't like anyone that can discern or analyze or think critically. So it's basically someone saying it makes me uncomfortable when I can behave in a shady manner and not get away with it. Just my personal and honestly factual spiel. I knew I sensed something about you. Yeah, it's that Virgo energy. I used to like, honestly, like I used to actually embraced like sidereal astrology for years before, when I first got into astrology, because I didn't relate with being a Virgo. I did not, like, I couldn't, because I always, for one, people were just so like mean about Virgos. I was like, I can't possibly be. And then also like, um, I don't know. I was, so in sidereal astrology, I'm a Leo, but I'm born on like the last day of Leo in like Vedic and sidereal astrology. So in Vedic astrology, I'm a Leo sun, but I'm on the cusp anyway. But I used to relate with that more, and now I can't relate. I can't relate to Vedic. I was like really like into like the esoteric astrology, but now I'm back into like Western. Ever since like 2 years ago, Western astrology, which is such a, especially since I grew up like I was in the occult webs and like the esoteric texts, so like when I was looking things up, I was never in like the mainstream part of spirituality looking up information. I was always like in the trenches, like finding the hidden secrets, and I'm like, I need to know the real truth, not just the stuff that's like surface level. So I was really like convinced that like Vedic astrology was it. Like Vedic astrology, sidereal astrology, everyone's like in denial, because with Vedic astrology and sidereal astrology, it's like the actual stars like moving with us, like in according to the precessional cycle of the earth, because things slowly shift because we have like an tilt or something like that. I don't know. And it wobbles, our earth wobbles, so like every 28,000 years, like there's a new set of stars or something like that. But I don't know what happened like 2 years ago. It was like my Venus sign that really like started it off. Like I was really, because I have a Scorpio Venus, and so I was like really, I was looking into it. I'm like, that's me. Like those characteristics, like my Venus sign really was like very prominent to me. And then I started like looking into my other signs and stuff like that. And then I had like this esoteric awakening about Virgo, because people don't even, I feel like a huge thing about Virgo is that Virgo is one of the most like esoteric signs, and like I would say suppressed signs, because a lot of information about Virgo is actually like um, skewed. And I think that affects everyone, because the thing about Virgo is that um, Virgo means like, it doesn't mean like what we think, like the virgin or whatever, but like, it's kind of like, I have a song, that my latest single is called Virgin. Go listen to that. But Virgo actually means like someone who is free. Like it means like a free woman. So this was like a woman back in the day who she like would like she was never able to be like tamed in a sense. So like when it's so funny, because now we think of like Virgo as like, oh, this is the domestic person that loves to clean and do I like things to be clean? Yes. I think most people do. Let's not descend into chaos, okay? But honestly, there are so many times, and this is something I need to get a hold of. Like I don't like clutter, but sometimes things do get cluttered, but I'm like, nah. It's like a tight lock on that. Let's see. Also, do you know what exactly the divine self is? The divine self. The divine self. The divine self, I like the higher self. I would say the divine self, the higher self, is like the aspect of us that is God, I would say. So it's like the oversoul. It's like it's the thing that's running the show, that's making all of this stuff appear, all this material stuff. It's like this mother and father, divine mother, father, that's like creating all this matter around us, through us, and is basically like, I see it as like the relationship between us and like the higher self or source or God, the Father, is that we are like the body is a vehicle. What this physical form is actually is a vehicle. It's a spirit vehicle. And when we think that we're in control of our lives, we think we're holding the wheel, but then we got to let Jesus take the wheel, and then we have to pop over to the passenger seat and just let our higher self drive the car, and stop stressing about everything, and just do what makes us happy, rather than what we think will just following what makes us actually feel happy versus what we think. And the thing is, it aligns. It actually does align. Things start to unfold. The things that you want start to unfold, maybe not in the way that we always want. LOL, LOL. I'm glad everyone's laughing out there. Oh yeah, I already read that part. Okay, I'm caught up. Okay, so let me look at more inspiration. It is incredibly hot. I am really hot right now. My hair is like also like really hot. Okay. Let me check this board out and then we'll see. Oh yeah, by the way, I did finish my TikTok the other day. I did finish editing it. Because I didn't manage to really do it during the last live, but I did finish. I still have to do more actually. Okay. Okay, Summer Court. What I want to do, I think this fall, I definitely want to up the Whimsigoth vibes and definitely color code. I think I've already got it down, but you know, I'm probably gonna watch Charmed for the first time. I have to keep it cozy. Okay. I want to get like for men. I want there to be fairy men, but I want them to have inspo. Okay, this is a great, saving it there. Okay, I think this is probably good enough. I think I only have 3 pictures for this vision board, but that should be good enough. It was nice listening to you talk about your thoughts. Have a great night. Peace out, nobody. See you in the next one. Oh, yeah, it's late. I'm kind of tired. I'll probably log out in like a few minutes. If you guys have anything else you want to share, anything you want to share about your day, if you have any questions, let me know. Ooh. Oh, wow. Oh, it's AI. I'm like, ooh, hello. It's like giving book character. Yeah, there's a lot of AI. So with AI, I feel like we have to, if you have a good heart and you have a good soul, you've got to put that good heart and good soul into the AI, because there's a lot of forces out there, and we need to manifest the highest timeline with AI. Do you know how to align with all your past selves? I don't even, actually, I would say for me, the way that I do is, I write my novels, and those characters feel like me in other timelines. To meet them. Yeah, I feel like I'm meeting myself in other timelines when I'm writing. It feels like I'm just basically it's like channeling, and it's like I'm connecting with I don't even know if they're past or parallel versions of myself, because all time is happening at once. So that's how I would do it. But yeah, this is my vision board. Summer Court Fairy Ball. Summer Court Fairy Ball. Yeah. I mean, how many pictures do you need to get an idea of what's going on in here? So I think that's probably it. Is there anything else? I'm gonna probably have to retitle this video because I said this was about writing my book, but I've just been doing my Pinterest board, which was what I was doing in the last video. That I didn't actually do in the last video because I was just interacting. But I'll probably tune in again like tomorrow or the day, probably the day after tomorrow. What day is it today? Today's Thursday. Maybe on like Sunday. But I will probably put an announcement in the community section. Guys, if you ever see, for one, I don't even think YouTube shows when I post in my community section, but if you ever do see my videos in the community section or my things in the community section, please do like them to boost the engagement so other people can see. Is it possible to meet a parallel self? Yeah, I would, again, I would say like for me, it's through writing, but I think it's honestly the way that you connect with all of your gifts or whatever it is you're looking for. I think it can always be found through applying whatever gift it is that you have. That thing, everyone has that thing, you know, that's like, whether it's like, it could be like public speaking, it could be doing woodwork, it could be doing whatever that thing is that, again, gets you into the zone. That's how you can access that. And simply the intention, simply having the intention, even if it's not using that gift, simply having the intention and then putting it out there, like just saying like to your guides or just God, like the universe, whatever it is that you talk to, just saying like, hey, I need this answer, right? Like sometimes it's like so crazy. Okay, like this is an example. And what's also, someone also pointed this out too, every single person manifests differently. So sometimes you'll get inspiration from other people, but you have to, again, that's why you have to go within and figure out what it is that you do that's your magic. Like think of it like X-Men. We're literally like X-Men where it's like everybody's got like, someone's got ice powers, someone's got this, right? So you're gonna look that way. But I think in general, we can always universally just ask like, hey, like I need some kind of confirmation here. Something that happened like literally like maybe like yesterday, 2 days ago, I was like going through like I wasn't going through anything really. I was just kind of like manifesting something, and I was like, man, like this is, I don't even want to wait for this manifestation to come. I don't even want to do that. You know, that's probably why I'm surrendered like today, because I got exhausted. I find manifesting can be exhausting sometimes. And like surrendering just seems to get the job done, honestly. But I was like giving up on this thing, and then I was thinking, so I was actually like remembering someone that I saw long ago on the internet, right? And I was just, I don't know, I can't remember exactly what I was thinking, but I was thinking, you know what, if they pop up on my feed, like this will be my sign, right? And I'm like, how the heck did this person pop up on my feed like within like an hour or so? And then I'm just sitting here like, oh, that is a sign. My mind, it's sometimes it's like what's interesting is like, that's why I surrender, because even though I know it's like as within, so without, it's like, it's so, sometimes it's just like, I think we try to wield it. We try to get the world to do what we want internally out there, as if we can understand it, as if we can get it down to an exact science. Like someone will say, learn to manifest in 72 hours. Learn to and they'll be saying that, but can you consistently every single time you want to manifest something get it done in 72 hours? It's like, no, each manifestation is very unique and very different and has a different signature, you know? Sometimes you're going to be frustrated and like give up. It's like there's a lot of different things going on. So yeah, so anyway, for me, I was just asking like, I don't know, I think I just said something about like seeing that guy. And then like when I saw him an hour later, I was like, oh my God, I haven't seen that person in so long. And like, I've never seen them on this like feed before, and it had been so long. And I'm like, it's uncanny. So like when you ask for things, like it'll come back to you, you know? So always like putting the question out there. If I ever need more knowledge, if I want more knowledge, or if I want a new, honestly, sometimes there have been times in my life where I've just wanted a new rabbit hole to go down. And then boom. I think the quickest thing that the universe will respond to is when you ask for wisdom and knowledge, because those are like the highest orders You know, I feel like that's the thing where it's like you'll guaranteed, if you want more wisdom, guaranteed you'll receive it, you know? So anyway, it was cool hanging with you guys and doing this Pinterest board. This is the final thing. Let me show you guys before I leave. It's literally 3 pictures. Oh, actually it's 4. This is my Pinterest board. I put, you can't even really see, can you? It's like really terrible. But anyway, I put like some inspo for like the guys that are gonna be in the shoot, and then some inspo for the gals. And we're gonna dance, we're gonna have a ball, and then it's gonna be this very poppy, catchy song, and I'm gonna release it. And then, oh, by the way, I also have a Bandcamp, so find me on Bandcamp at Tryliss, TRYLISS. And of course, go listen to my music, follow me on IG, do all the things. But I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Love you. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, thank you. It looks cool, and thank you for answering all my questions. Of course. Good night, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.